Hi everyone, how are you? How is everybody? I have missed you guys so much. It's a little bit awkward for me right now because I'm at my mom's and this morning I haven't had my breakfast, and it's just that every day something happens and I don't get a chance to film. And what I thought was just to say hi, see how you're all doing. Please let me know how you are. How are you coping with the summer, if you have summer where you are, and if you have heat where you are. It was really hard for me last week in the heat. But yeah, I've got to keep it quick because I am staying in the living room and people are going to come in. So yeah, excuse my kind of... But yeah, I just wanted to let you know a little bit about what's been going on with me. I hope you can hear me. I have no microphone and I'm talking quietly. So just to catch you up, a lot has happened health-wise for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a video of me explaining what was happening. Probably it was over a month ago, for sure, when I was feeling really, really bad. I was just feeling worse and worse, and I wasn't sure what was going on. And I think I explained it all in that video. I've got the long version on my Patreon, but I have taken bits of that, enough for you guys to see what was going on. So I won't talk too much about that, but basically I was unwell. I had blood tests, and at that stage I thought my only problems were that my Sjogrens had been very active, and it was attacking my thyroid, and that was very active, like leading to Hashimoto's. I will explain it all in the video. Since then, so you'll watch that now. Since then, I was just thinking, do I put this after the video? I'll just say it now. Since then, I had my mold toxicity test, and I do have a lot of mold toxicity, mycotoxins in me, and that's a whole different story. And that shows that that was what made everything worse. Liver inflamed, Sjogren's, thyroid, everything. I have not been well, and I think that's it for now. I think I'm just going to tell you, let you see what had happened, and then with all the mold stuff, I will make a new video. What I'm hoping to do, which I was hoping would have happened a couple of weeks ago, was to be in a new place, and then from there talk to you about all the mold toxicity stuff and what I am doing to get it out of my system. It has been a struggle because there have been other things going on which has stopped my healing. It's a long story, so it will have to wait for the next video. I am hoping that I will find a place to live in a couple of weeks. So as soon as I'm in there, I will give you a proper all the mold updates, and trying to think what else. So I had to leave where I was staying. The problem was there, but I understood that the problem was when I was there before, and it all started when I was at that top floor place and I was telling people I feel like there's mold toxicity here. You can see how much smaller my nose has gone. It's still big, but you can see, look at this nose, and then look at it in the video I'm about to show you, and how bad it was getting. My nose was getting bad from 2 years ago when I was at that top place, but I just kept thinking, oh, it's just my polyps because I'm with places that are allergic. But actually it was all due to the mold, and then it was making me sensitive to everything else. I'm on 40 milligrams steroids at the moment. Anyway, there's a lot, so I will talk about all that in the next video. I just wanted to say hello because I have not been online. I was way too ill to be online for the last few weeks, and then the last couple of weeks I could have been better, but then I had to help. My mom had emergency stuff, so I couldn't do my stuff. I still did try to balance getting healing and help for myself, and I did put boundaries, and I did do a lot of things, which I will talk about in another video. And I have clips of all these little breaks I took, because I've obviously learned my lesson to not completely give. So sorry, I forgot to close the window. Anyway, I'll let you watch the video to see what has been going on in last month, and there will be a lot more for me to put out there, but it might take me a few weeks. I thank you for your patience, and I have really missed you guys, and I hope that you're doing okay. And if you have any questions for me, please put them below. And also, the last thing I'm going to say is that I was supposed to do a review on Beyond Sjogren's. They have a course now, and I was supposed to do the review, look at it all, and let you guys know all about it. I'm still going to do that. Sorry, there's somebody waiting outside, so I better end the video. But I will still do that, but it's going to take a couple of months. I have to first move somewhere. I have to get rid of all my stuff that has mold. I have a lot to do, but I'm going in the right direction. Yeah. Any questions, any comments, please put them below. I will reply, and hopefully I'll see you soon. I am sending you so much love. I will say goodbye here, but the video will go on, and I think I said goodbye there. I'll say goodbye again if I don't, and I hope to see you soon. Mwah, mwah, mwah. See you soon, guys. Bye-bye.
I'm not doing that well. Let me update you. The last time you guys saw me, I was in Elisabetta's forest bathing video. And normally I would have done an intro, and I didn't do an intro for that video because I wasn't feeling great. I think I did do a video. I did do a video at my friend's place when I moved with my new haircut, and I did a bit of cooking and talking. Yeah. So what happened was I moved from my other friends to this other friend's, and it was going to be very temporary. In fact, it is. I'm supposed to leave end of this month, latest, like the 2nd of June, I think. But I'm trying to leave end of this month. And went there, and I noticed that I was getting more and more fatigue. I already was when I made that video with my haircut and cooking and what I'm catching up with. I was already feeling unwell, and I remember seeing a friend either the day before that video or the day after. I wasn't sure if I was gonna even be able to see him because I was feeling a little bit fatigued. And then I noticed that I was feeling more and more fatigued. And then I noticed that my nose was getting worse and worse. Really bad. You've seen it really bad. And especially when I was at my own place in that top floor that had mold. And then I noticed that I was wheezy, really wheezy, having to do inhalers a lot more than I would normally have to do. And I noticed that everything I did honestly felt like I don't know how to, in my head I kept saying it's as if I'm just taking another step into the grave. That's how I felt. Anything I did, I felt like I shouldn't be doing this. And then if I had to do something on top of it, and I knew I shouldn't be doing that. So I was feeling really, really bad. It just got worse and worse. And people could notice it. And I thought to myself, maybe it's because of the last few months that I had, which was crazy. You know, I was working for somebody a lot. Like every day I was looking after my mom. I was going to the hospital for my mom. I was going out of London looking at places, and I thought, okay, it's probably all that accumulated. I should have done all that. I should not have, but I didn't really have much choice at the time. It was really difficult. And so I thought, okay, I'll just take it easy. And I was spending more and more time at my friends in bed. taking it easy. But I felt like my body was just getting heavier, and I was feeling worse, and my nose was getting worse, and my coughing was getting worse, and I just felt in the atmosphere. And I have my air purifier, but I felt like I had to have the window open all the time as well, no matter what the weather. And in my mind, I just thought, I bet there's mold here, and like quite a lot of it, and not good. I don't really have the energy right now to go into the house there and how it has had mold issues in the past. It has some damp here, you know, all that kind of stuff. And in my room, anyway, it doesn't really matter how much damp there was in my room, because I think the whole flat has issues. And the room next to me had major issues, and he had fixed it, kind of. He had half fixed it. And I kept saying to myself, I know it's that, because I know even if I overdid it with stuff after a few, since Jeremy's protocol, even like the worst thing, I get better within a few days, maximum a week. And I wasn't getting better, I was actually getting worse. And I thought, this doesn't sound right. But then again, I wasn't really doing his protocol, because in my friend's place, in the new one, I couldn't cook there. It was very rare that I could cook there. And my diet with Jeremy's protocol is really like, I want to say like 70% of it, but I mean, everything counts, but it is a big part. My diet is a big part of my protocol and my getting better. So my diet wasn't good. Stress levels, trying to find a place. Anyway, you get the gist. So I thought it was all that. And then I realized, no, it can't be all this. This is something else. There's something in the environment that is bothering me. And at the beginning, when I would get out of the environment, I was better. But after a while, it didn't matter where I was. It was with me. Now, luckily, I had to do some blood tests. I had seen Jeremy in January. I think it was like the 1st or 2nd of January or something. And we were going to do some blood tests. And I didn't, because I had to stop my supplements for a few days. And I knew that I was going to have to deal with my mom's hospital and everything else. I thought, no, I need the supplements. I can't do the tests now. Then I had the trial that I thought I was going to do, and they did all blood tests and things then. And I thought, well, there's no point doing the blood test now. I wasn't, probably because I wasn't feeling great. I wasn't as bad as I got, but yeah, I wasn't doing great. And I thought, let me take the blood test now. And also, a functional medicine blood test is a little bit different. I think they check some things in your thyroid that the GP won't, that just conventional medicine doesn't, doctors don't. And what was the other one? And I think one was like to see if I'm taking in one of the B vitamins properly, and things like that. Like, it was a bit different. So I took the blood test, and it was going to take, I don't know, a week or something. And I was feeling worse and worse. Really bad. Like, when you just, like I say, I just felt like I was just kept not feeling great. Anyway, blood tests came. Let's get to the point. Blood tests came. Sorry I'm doing this. I have the worst frozen shoulder. And that would have been a sign, because every time my Sjogren's is bad, I get really bad frozen shoulder. It's happened. This is the 2nd or 3rd time. Oh, it's really bad. I should stop rubbing it, because you probably hear it in the thing. Anyway, it's because I had to move the chair a little bit, and I really tried not to use my arm. I mean, it's bad that it's really hard to take a sweater off, put a jacket on. I didn't even bother putting a jacket on one arm yesterday, because I just couldn't. Anyway, blood tests came in, and they said my Sjogren's was very active, and it was attacking my thyroid. And the level of that thyroid test, oh, it's on my phone, so I'm filming with my phone, but I can't remember what it's called, of one of the thyroid tests. Maybe I'll put it down here for you guys. The level should have been, the highest should have been 30. I think mine was 297 or something. Attacking my thyroid gland so much that I was on the way to get Hashimoto's. I asked Jeremy if he would do a mold test for me, which I wanted to do when I first met him, but I never did. Liver was inflamed. My cholesterol was high. I'm trying to think what else there was, but I think the Sjogren's being active and the thyroid thing really scared me. The blood results. I was feeling so bad the night before, and I knew it was something in the environment because I had been in mold places, a mold toxicity test, and I also went to the hospital, and I knew they couldn't do mold toxicity, but I asked for, what is it called? I'll put it here. But I knew there was something, and I just wanted to check everything just to be sure, and it wasn't that. And it was obviously not a very nice experience, and I was crying in the hospital because I felt so bad, and I knew there was something wrong with me, and I just felt like nobody's gonna know, it's something subtle. But then that day, Jeremy's blood results came, and I was so thankful for them, because then I knew, what I need to do, kind of, to try to help. I had left my friends that morning before the blood test because I felt so bad. And luckily my daughter needed me to be at my mom's anyway. She gave me her bedroom. She slept on the couch. And I was there, I don't know, for about 5 nights or something. Like within a couple of days, I felt very good at one point, but I think that was because I had an IV. I'll talk about that in a minute. Oh gosh, I'm really getting ahead of myself. How do I... I haven't even explained why I'm here yet. How are you guys doing? I really hope you're doing better than me. I'm okay. I'm lucky. I'm lucky. I'm very lucky, actually. I know that I could be luckier. But I'm still thankful, and I'm lucky, and I'm thankful for a lot of things. I'm thankful for Jeremy from Beyond Sjogren's. If you haven't heard from him, that means you're not a follower. But I will put links to him below if you haven't heard of Beyond Sjogren's, who have really helped me with my Sjogren's. I'm thankful for him. I'm thankful that I was able to go to my mom's for a few days and get out of that environment. I'm thankful that I had a mold test. The results have not come back yet. But anyway, okay, where was I? So I stayed at my mom's. I was very weak, and they were very concerned. And I just rested. And it was nice to be in that environment. I kept saying for weeks that no matter what I drank, I felt very dehydrated. And I kept saying I'd love to have an IV, and I was hoping that, for hydration, and I was hoping that the hospital would. But when I went to the A&E and asked them for the carbon monoxide test, the woman said, and I said to her, look, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm just feeling really fatigued. I'm feeling my brain fog was a different level. It still is. I wish I could show you the boat. This is the second boat I've seen that's passed by. Anyway, and you know what she said to me? Me going in tears, feeling awful. Well, I wasn't in tears at that point. She said, you know what? It's the menopause. And that made me so angry because in 2019, all that before I was diagnosed with Sjogren's, and I had specific symptoms. Wow, another boat. Well, we're missing out. Okay. Anyway, I should look. Every time I had problems, I had gallstone problems, and they could see like 7 gallstones, and they'd be like, no, it's not that. It's menopause. And this woman said it's menopause, and I was so angry. She said, yes, I get a bit tired, and I couldn't find my car keys. And I said, with all due respect, I probably didn't even say that. I said, I have Sjogren's. I have Sjogren's fatigue. I get Sjogren's fatigue and I get Sjogren's brain fog. That's very different with menopause. And what I am talking about now is even worse than my Sjogren's fatigue and brain fog. And she's like, well, you know, the test will hurt. And I said, I don't care. I need to find out what's wrong with me. And so she did the test and she said my potassium or whatever levels were good. There was no CP12. This, whatever test they do, not CP12, I'm sorry, that's a gas certificate. No carbon monoxide. Yes, sorry, you have to bear with me. I should have written a script, like notes of what to talk about. But I just got up and wanted to talk to you guys. So she was much nicer once she did the test. She made a mess and had to do it again. But she was very kind after that. And my daughter made a point. She said maybe she thought that you were just being silly and that you would just think, oh, if it hurts, I'm not going to do it. And she saw that you were actually being serious and you obviously thought you had an issue, there was something wrong. But anyway, that test, she said, is something like if people are just about to die, they would have this reading, and I had nothing like that. It wasn't like the best. She didn't take blood tests or anything. She just took that one test, which is what I asked for. Anyway, and she said it was fine. And that's later, like only a couple hours later, I got those blood tests, and I really wish that she would have seen those, and I could have said, huh, it's not menopause, thank you. I'm on the way to getting Hashimoto's, and my Sjogren's is really like going crazy. That happened. I asked for the mold. It was super fast. Jeremy was on it, and they sent me, it's just a urine test, and they sent it to me within a couple of days. And ow, 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 just scratching my arm is killing me. And it gets sent to America, so you have to freeze your urine sample. Apparently, just America is just better at this. I don't know what England is like, but this is like the best that they would really be able to tell. If I have mold toxicity, there's a name for it, I'll put it here. Is it mycotoxin or something? Mycotoxin. Even if it doesn't show anything, I know that that environment is making me ill. So anyway, I couldn't stay at my mom's forever. So I left, went back, and as soon as I walked in, I could feel, and I was much more aware of it. Before it was kind of like a subconscious knowing, my body was reacting, but this time I was aware. And so, because of my nose, and as soon as I went in there, you know, my nose started getting bigger. Although it wasn't that great when I was out, because I think if it is mold toxicity, what happens is that, and I'll do a whole video on that. So I was more aware, and so yeah, my nose got worse. But like I say, it does give you allergies, the mold toxicity, and if you have that anyway, it'll just make everything a lot worse. And it's not something that can just go away. You do need to detox, and the allergies will stay for a while and stuff. Like, you know, I am more allergic. I'm itching now, I'm getting red. If you know anything about mold toxicity, please leave information you have and that you know or have personally been affected by in the comments, please. I'd love to know. So it'd be really useful. So yeah, like for example, because my nose is blocked, I was sleeping with my mouth open, and I could feel particles going into my mouth, and I was like, oh my god. And I was like sleeping with covering my mouth, like my face. All this time I've been trying to find a place, but it's, long story short, been really difficult to find a place due to not having enough money, not having enough, you know, I have to earn 3 times the amount of what the rent is, which I do not at all earn much at all, and stuff like that. So, but I thought, okay, I can't stay there because it's obviously really making me ill. So I decided to come to this hotel, which you guys, if you have been following me, would have seen. It was the one by the river. And although I'm not on the first floor, I'm on the second floor, so it's not the same. But when I look out, I will see the river. I will show you a couple of videos after I talk, or maybe I've already shown them. I don't know how I'm going to edit this, but yeah. So I thought, let me come here because I need to rest and get away from that air. And also, like, my brain has not been working that much, and it has been a lot clearer actually since I've been away. So when I was at my mom's, and it's been clearer. And I have projects and things I need to do, and I just wasn't able to do them at my mom's, and definitely I cannot do them there, and wasn't well enough to go to libraries and things. So I thought, let me come here. I will have clean air, and I will center myself, rest and recuperate, and also start looking at things that I need to do, complete, plan, and also keep looking for a place, because I'm really hoping that I'll find one this week. Today is Bank Holiday Monday here in the UK. What else? So yesterday, it was a bit of a struggle getting here. I'm not going to go into it. It was a long day, even though it's not that far away. And I was just tired from everything. And it was great. I sat on this chair for a little bit, and I'll put video clips. And then within 10 minutes, I was on the bed and I was just watching TV. Guys, it did not take long before I got into bed.
Yes.
And it was so nice to be in a proper bed, because at my friend's it's very low. I actually have to, like, there's a radiator nearby. I have to actually hold on to the radiator and get myself up. You know, I don't know if you know, with Sjogren's you can be very stiff, especially if you haven't moved for a little bit, whether that's in the morning or just, I'll be stiff now when I want to get up, especially now that I have even it more active at the moment. I'm getting tired talking now. It's been 20 minutes, though I will make it shorter for you guys. So I'm gonna go back into bed and rest. So I've obviously put everything on hold with my videos. I was so on to do the Sjogren Saturday and the Wellness Wednesdays. I will get back to all of that once I'm better, once I'm settled somewhere. Wish me luck for finding a place. Anyway, I hope... Well, if you have any questions for me, please put them in the comments, and then I can answer them in the comments. Or what, depending what they are, if there's something big, then I can make a video out of it. I hope that the next time I do a video, I will be in my own place. I hope that you're well. I hope that you're feeling well. I hope that you're finding comfort if you are having issues and answers. And please leave me any comments in the comments section below. I'd love to talk with you. I have felt much more alone because I haven't been able to video with you guys. So yeah. Anyway, send you lots of love, and I will see you soon. Okay, bye-bye.
See you very soon, guys. Or if I don't, you know why, but I will be back. Sending you all my love. Bye for now.